Hey guys, how's it going? If you're looking for new Metroidvania games, you're in the right video. Today I'm bringing you 10 new Metroidvanias that will make you want to skip work to play. I'm Matthew, and we're starting the list with Hollow Knight Silksong, the highly anticipated sequel to the acclaimed Hollow Knight. It puts players in the role of Hornet, the protector princess of Hallownest, who finds herself captured and taken to an unknown kingdom called Farloom. Her mission is clear: fight enemies, seek allies, and unravel mysteries as she ascends in a deadly pilgrimage to the peak of this new and haunted kingdom, uncovering secrets tied to her own nature and past. Unlike the Silent Knight from the first game, Hornet has a completely new set of movements and abilities, focused on agility and acrobatic precision. She uses Silk instead of Soul to heal and perform special attacks, with the ability to heal quickly, even in the air. Combat promises to be even more dynamic, with Hornet wielding an arsenal of weapons, traps, and mechanisms that can be crafted, in addition to facing more than 150 new types of enemies and epic bosses. With so many years of anticipation, the arrival of Silksong will certainly be an event that will make many players consider skipping work to fully enjoy this new adventure. Get ready to dive into a dark and mysterious world with Crowsworn, a highly anticipated Metroidvania that promises to steal your time and attention. Developed by Mongoose Rodeo, this indie game has generated considerable buzz since its successful Kickstarter campaign, raising over $1 million. Although the release date is not yet fully defined, with predictions pointing to 2025 or even later, anticipation is huge for this title that combines elements of Hollow Knight, Bloodborne, and even Devil May Cry, promising a unique and challenging experience. Visually, Crowsworn stands out for its gothic and dark aesthetic, inspired by Bloodborne with imposing cathedrals and Victorian streetlights. The art is entirely hand-drawn and animated, which gives the game a special charm. Although comparisons with Hollow Knight are inevitable due to the style and genre, Crowsworn seeks to forge its own identity, presenting a more aggressive combat with the inclusion of firearms and a narrative that, although still shrouded in mystery, promises to be as intriguing as its world design. With its promise of brutal combat, deep exploration, and an immersive atmosphere, Crowsworn has everything to be one of those games that make us consider skipping work to explore every corner of its world. Akatori is a promising Metroidvania game and action platformer developed by Codewakers and published by Hypetrain Digital. It has captivated players with its charming pixel art style and innovative game mechanics. The game unfolds in a vibrant and diverse world, where the protagonist, Mako, embarks on an epic adventure to prevent the destruction of her world and stop an ancient ritual of awakening gods. The plot of Akatori follows the young Mako, a promising warrior from a monastery, who finds herself on an ill-fated expedition to the divine realm of Kohakujo. There, she comes across a dangerous world corrupted by a chaotic energy. Fortunately, Mako finds a mysterious bird companion, a divine creature that can transform into a staff, becoming a crucial tool for both combat and exploration. The story promises a journey of growth, self-discovery, and friendship, as Mako faces formidable enemies and unravels the secrets of ancient gods. Akatori's gameplay stands out for its unique world warp mechanic, which allows Mako to flip certain areas of the game by 180 degrees, transporting her to another dimension and unlocking new locations. The combat system is dynamic, based on alternating between staff and fist strikes. The staff, which also functions as a platform to reach inaccessible areas, has an energy bar that depletes with use, being recharged through fist attacks. Nevergrave the Witch and the Curse is a promising 2D action game that combines elements of Metroidvania and roguelite, developed by Frontside 180 and published by Pocket Pair, known for Palworld. The game puts players on a journey with the help of a cursed hat, exploring procedurally generated dungeons, each offering unique challenges and layouts with each new game. The game's aesthetic is marked by a hand-drawn 2D animation in the traditional Japanese style, with richly painted scenarios reminiscent of picture books and cutouts, creating a visually immersive and charming world. Nevergrave's gameplay stands out for its possession system. Using the cursed hat, players can possess enemies and use their unique abilities to advance, solve puzzles, and gain an advantage in combat. In addition to exploration and combat, the game incorporates a base-building element. The materials collected in the dungeons can be used to rebuild a village in ruins, build new facilities, and cultivate crops. This village management mechanic allows players to produce food and potions, strengthening themselves for the next incursions into the dungeons. With its combination of Metroidvania-style exploration, the unpredictability of roguelite, an innovative enemy possession system, and the possibility of rebuilding a village, Nevergrave the Witch and the Curse promises to be an engaging and rewarding gaming experience. Shade Protocol is a promising indie game in the 2D Metroidvania genre with a cyber fantasy theme, developed by the Little Legendary Studio. The gameplay stands out for its dynamic combat system and the ability to switch between dawn and shade modes in real time, which alters combat styles and gameplay dynamics. Players will wield instruments, powerful code-based weapons inspired by music, each with a distinct role in combat and exploration. In addition, the game incorporates unique defensive mechanics, where precise defenses and counterattacks restore echo, a vital energy for powerful attacks and defensive maneuvers. One of the most innovative aspects of Shade Protocol is the Unison system, which allows players to rewrite reality. The game world exists as code, and Zura can manipulate it to alter events, relive key moments, and choose their final outcomes, shaping the fate of entire factions. This code-bending and game-breaking mechanic not only offers narrative depth, but also allows more creative players to explore shortcuts and discover new routes, which should especially appeal to speedrunning fans. The development team, Little Legendary, which has been involved in titles such as Biogun and Ember Knights, seeks to create a game that pulls at the strings of nostalgia in a way that feels right, while innovating within the Metroidvania genre. With stunning visuals and intriguing mechanics, the game positions itself as a title to be closely watched by fans of the genre. Tombwater is a Souls-like 2D action Metroidvania that combines elements of the Wild West with cosmic horrors and a Lovecraftian atmosphere. Developed by Max Moraz, known for Ocean's Heart, and published by Midwest Games, the game immerses players in the cursed city of Tombwater, an ancient mining center that succumbed to madness and eldritch creatures. You take on the role of a lone gunslinger, drawn by the search for Sheriff Elliot Flintwood, your only friend in the city, and must unravel the dark secrets that lie in the depths of the mines. The game promises challenging and bloody combat, where players can utilize a varied arsenal that includes firearms, blades, spells, and alchemy items. Freedom in the choice of playstyles is a strong point, allowing you to adapt your approach against the grotesque beasts that inhabit Tombwater. In addition, exploration is a crucial component with an interconnected world reminiscent of Metroidvania elements, full of canyons, swamps, forests, and the mines themselves. There are also optional secret areas, full of peculiar characters and side missions or dangerous enemies guarding valuable rewards. The setting of Tombwater is one of its greatest attractions, mixing pixel art visuals with a dark and disturbing tone. The city is under a curse, and its inhabitants have been taken over by madness, with monsters and horrors wandering the streets.
Tombwater, tell me, lone gunslinger, why have you come to this decrepit settlement? Monsters roam the streets, and horrors lie beneath. There's something sinister in the soil. A curse that's hidden under it all. No one leaves Tombwater alive. And it won't be long until you succumb to the madness.
The Scarlet Engagement is the highly anticipated next chapter in the acclaimed Bloodstained franchise, developed by Artplay and published by 505 Games. Scheduled to be released in 2026, this 2.5D action RPG game is presented as a prequel to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, immersing players in the dark origins of the Bloodstained universe. The plot unfolds in 16th century England, years before the events of Ritual of the Night. The central story revolves around the enigmatic demon lord Elias and his floating ethereal castle, which is terrorizing the population with its demonic forces. Faced with numerous failed attempts to stop him, two unlikely heroes are launched into this desperate battle. Leonard Brandon, a young warrior from the Black Wolves clan of the Church, and Alexander Kittler, a knight of the White Deer of the Kingdom and the sole survivor of a previous expedition. Together, they must unravel the mysteries of the castle and face the threat of Elias and his demonic lieutenants, the Sanguinarians. In terms of gameplay, the game maintains the characteristic Metroidvania formula, focusing on exploration, combat, and character progression. One of the great novelties is the buddy system, which allows players to control Leonard and Alexander simultaneously, alternating between them or using cooperative abilities to overcome challenges and enemies.
With me! Cross Reaper!
Tonight, we start our mission!
So you've come, dogs of the church, right into the palm of my hand.
Savior is an action-adventure game in the Metroidvania style, developed by Starsoft, a studio composed of veterans from Nintendo, Sierra, and LucasArts. The game takes place on the island of Arcadia, a land divided between two opposing factions. The Chosen, who impose strict laws, and the Fallen, exiled to the depths of the planet for challenging the dominant creed. The player controls Sam, a protagonist with no memories who finds herself involved in the conflict between these societies. The narrative promises to explore the secrets of Arcadia and the origin of Sam herself, offering a deep story with elements of mystery and discoveries about a fragmented society. Savior stands out for its fluid gameplay and dynamic combat. The game combines parkour elements, allowing Sam to perform movements such as grabbing, jumping, and using enemies as platforms, ensuring intuitive and frustration-free exploration. Combat is strategic and challenging, with dodge and block mechanics that require precision against a variety of opponents. The open world of Arcadia is vast, full of missions, colorful characters, and secrets to be discovered. In addition, players can acquire skills, equipment, and allies to progress, with an emphasis on customization and exploration of unique environments. Blighted is the new and ambitious Metroidvania action RPG developed by Drinkbox Studios, the acclaimed developer behind the Guacamelee and Nobody Saves the World series. Announced during the Summer Game Fest 2025, the game promises to immerse players in a psychedelic Wild West nightmare. With an isometric perspective and intense 3D combat, Blighted stands out for its dark artistic style and an innovative core mechanic that reacts directly to the player's actions, increasing the difficulty and altering the environment. The plot puts players in a world devastated by a mysterious and powerful force known as the Blight. You take on the role of a lone protagonist on a mission to recover the lost memories of your people. The Blight is not only a threat, but also a dynamic element that shapes the gameplay. By consuming the brains of defeated bosses, you gain access to new memories and ethereal abilities, which not only strengthen your character, but can also reveal hidden paths and alter the behavior of enemies, intensifying the experience. Combat in Blighted is described as precise and deadly, requiring timing and strategy from players. It incorporates elements of Souls-like games, with the need to time attacks, chain combos, and execute powerful finishers to survive challenging encounters. With its combination of intense action, intriguing narrative, and an adaptive difficulty mechanic, Blighted positions itself as a promising title for fans of Metroidvanias and action RPGs. Space Adventure Cobra. The Awakening is a highly anticipated platform and action game that promises to immerse players in the vibrant universe of the iconic space pirate, Cobra. Scheduled for release on August 26, 2025, this title is the first adaptation of Cobra for video games on modern platforms, being developed by Magic Pockets and published by Microids. The game seeks to be faithful to the essence of the original anime, incorporating the mix of heroism, humor, and adventure that made the series so memorable. The story will cover the first 12 episodes of the famous anime, inviting players to control Cobra, the charismatic anti-hero. He, along with his loyal partner Lady Armoroid and armed with his iconic Psycho Gun and occult Python 77, will embark on a journey to unravel a mystery that threatens the universe. During this epic adventure, players will encounter striking characters such as the Royal Sisters and the fearsome Crystal Bowie, Cobra's arch-enemy, as they travel through exotic planets full of traps. The gameplay combines elements of action and platforming, requiring players to use Cobra's superhuman abilities, such as running, jumping, and climbing tirelessly. Cobra's arsenal of gadgets, such as his cigarette and hook, will also be crucial to overcome obstacles and eliminate enemies, including powerful bosses. The game will offer a story mode with 3 levels of difficulty, allowing both veterans of the genre and those who just want to enjoy the narrative to find a suitable challenge. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.